Return by Death is considered an overpowered ability, as it allows Subaru to essentially become immortal whilst also resetting to a previous point in time. But what if I told you that there are so many characters in rezero that simply don't die when they are killed? And yes, that is a Fate reference. This video will contain minor spoilers, but don't worry, I'll let you know when we go into spoiler territory. First on the list though is of course Subaru. We all know that Subaru has the authority of Return by Death, meaning that upon death he resets to a previous point in time. This power was of course granted to him by Satella, the Witch of Envy. Moving on, we have Reinhard van Astria, who cannot die due to his divine protection of the Phoenix. I made a whole video about this divine protection if you want a more in-depth look at it. In short though, this divine protection will resurrect Reinhard upon his death, and not only that, upon his resurrection he'll be granted an additional divine protection of the Phoenix known as Divine Protection of the Phoenix Next, and he can then resurrect himself a second time. No matter how many times Reinhard dies, he'll gain another additional Phoenix Divine Protection, meaning that you cannot fully kill Reinhard as he'll keep resurrecting like a Phoenix. Next, we have Felix Argyle. Most people forget that Felix is also known as Blue, meaning that he's the most advanced water magic user in Lagunica. This means that his healing power is incredible. In Season 1, Felix was blown to bits by an ambush attack, after which he regenerated and stated that all that happened was that he died once. In short, this means that Felix is similar to someone like Cell from Dragon Ball Z, in which he can just regenerate from pretty much anything. Now, do keep in mind, Felix said that he died. So that means that in a rezero world, dying is when you're essentially blown to bits or shattered or you take fatal damage. So that's the definition I'll be using for this video, by the way. Which means that next on the list, of course, is Pandora, the Witch of Vainglory, which is, of course, another obvious person on this list. She possesses the authority of Vainglory, which seems to warp reality to her words. Whilst the true extent of her powers are unknown, we do know that she was killed multiple times during Season 2 of the anime, but she simply reappeared afterwards undamaged. Moving on, we now have Elsa, who is what is known as a cursed doll, which again I have a video about if you would like to know more information about what a cursed doll is. If we look at her actual powers, this is essentially immortality. However, she has a limit to that immortality, which is kind of different to Felix, for example. In Season 1, she died against Reinhard when Reinhard destroyed the loot house. She was also shattered by Beatrice and killed, but she regenerated afterwards, and also her head was caved in by Garfiel in Arc 4. Another anime-only character that doesn't die when he's killed is actually Betelgeuse, the Sin Archbishop of Sloth. Since Betelgeuse is actually a spirit, this means he can possess people's bodies. And even when those bodies are killed, he can simply move and possess another compatible body for his to use, which was seen when he possessed Subaru's body. Another character which is a bit of a technicality and maybe it is in fact cheating is Roswell. Whilst Roswell does not have any regeneration or resurrection abilities, he does in fact pass his soul along to his descendants. Is very similar to Betelgeuse, but Roswell doesn't die beforehand. He actually moves to his descendant whilst he's still living. And this was Roswell's solution to Echidna's research looking for immortality. Whilst this of course is a technicality, you can potentially discount Roswell if you feel like this isn't quite up to the definition of the other characters. The next characters will contain spoilers for anime onlys, so if you're anime only, I highly recommend you click off the video now. The first character of the spoiler crew is Aldebaran. Al, of course, is very similar to Subaru in the sense that he has an ability very similar to Return by Death, and he's also an isekai character. I have a video on his powers which does explain it more in depth. In short though, Aldebaran's power allows him to set up a territory. Inside this territory, Aldebaran will simply return by death if he's killed inside it. The conditions required to activate this power are unknown, as are the true extent of this power. The second member of the spoiler crew is in fact Capella, the Sin Archbishop of Lust. She's very similar to Elsa and Felix in the sense that she has incredible healing abilities, seemingly due to her authority of lust. This means that even when her head is cut off or her heart is crushed, she will not fully die and instead regenerate. The final character of the list is in fact a new Arc 7 character known as Yorna, one of the divine generals of Wallachia. Due to her soul marriage technique, she's extremely resilient. Even after being pierced by Olbart's hand, she did not die. In addition to this, many of the tough people of Kersflame received killing blows by Tarita and they all healed from their wounds. So the soul marriage technique is similar to Elsa, Capella's and Felix's regeneration. That's all of the characters who refuse to die when they are killed. I know some people would prefer Satella in the list, but so far we haven't actually seen her die or regenerate or even be damaged. All we know is that she seems to be immune to attacks. Another potential candidate, of course, are the witches, because all of the witches are dead, yet their souls exist in the Tea Party. Not only that, Echidna has taken over Ryuzushima's body, and she has a pendant which contains all of the souls of the other dead witches, so technically you might be able to count them on the list as well. However, that's all of the characters who do not die when they are killed. Thank you for Gourmet of Gluttony for some information for this video, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.